I'm in 10th grade, and I'm going to my first geometry class for the year. It's first day of school. I have a teacher that was new in the school. Guy's name is Mr. Jackson, sitting in front of the class, and he, kind of tells us what we're doing for the year, what he expects from us, and then he tells us a little bit about himself. One of the things that he told us is that he was at one time a professional wrestler. Now, I thought this was a little bit weird because I was a huge wrestling fan at the time. This is probably like 1995. And I was like, I have no idea who this guy was, who he is. He said he wrestled for the WWF. And he said that he was Samoan #1. And I was like, that's really bizarre, but it must have been like a job guy or something. I don't know. Throughout the course of the year, a few people would ask him, not a lot though, because there weren't a lot of wrestling fans, but me and a small group of my friends were. We used to talk about this all the time, if it was legit or not. We couldn't find anything on it. The year goes through. It's the last week of school, and I come in and into class that day, and there's a TV and all kinds of stuff on this table. And I walk over to the table to see what it is, and he brought in all of his wrestling stuff. Now, he told us he wrestled Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy, and we kind of rolled our eyes at it. Then he shows us there was an evening magazine show in Pittsburgh in the 80s that would do, like, features on local people and stuff, and they did a feature on him. And it just so happens that in the footage, they showed him wrestling King Kong Bundy, Hulk Hogan, yada, yada, yada. So we couldn't get over it. Fast forward to many years after I'm out of high school, I'm watching the WWE Network, and they put up a thing for Black History Month. And one of the matches that I saw, and I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Big John Studd versus Samoan #1. So I turned this on, and I couldn't believe it. In this match on the WWE Network was my 10th grade geometry teacher losing pretty easily to Big John Studd.
Who the fuck is Samoan #1? I feel I knew all the wrestlers of that era. And when he was telling that story, I was like, he's just making up a wrestler. Which I feel he thought about Samoan #1 at the time. To which, a great surprise at the end, there was a Samoan #1, and he wrestled all the stars of the 80s. A great surprise for me, a great surprise for him, and a great surprise for you, the listener at home. I mean, I guess I could go do the research. I'm sure I'll do it right after I finish recording this. But that's probably the dream for everybody. I remember my social studies teacher just brought up the fact that he knew who Captain Lou Albano was, and that made me feel so connected to him. Even though he had zero connection to me. But I was like, I can't believe this person at my school knows the old school wrestlers. Imagine if your teacher was a wrestler. Hey, are you listening out there? Was Glacier your gym teacher? Start calling in with these stories. Somebody had to have been Glacier's student. I know he was a gym teacher. Where are you out there? Because right now, I've only got Samoan #1 student. And although I love that story, it just makes me think of all of the wrestlers who were teachers and their students and the stories to be told. Hey, thanks for watching. That call was part of a whole podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. Listen to the whole thing weekly. Wherever you listen to your podcast, go subscribe. And while you're at it, subscribe right here on YouTube to Colt Cabana's channel. Thank you.